it anymore. I'm not gonna.
How the hell did you get in my house?
I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Get the out of my house.
You bitch, I ain't going nowhere.
Jasmine, what the are you doing here? Get out of here!
Okay. Baby.
What's up, guys? I'm Crystal Lee Naomi, aka Jasmine Borders on Tyler Perry's Sisters. Be sure to subscribe to the Haves and the Have-Nots review for not only reviews on the Haves and the Have-Nots, but also on Sistas. And while you're at it, give your girl a follow on Instagram at Crystal Lee Naomi. And I'll see you every Wednesday at 9, only on BET.
All right, Sistas fans, despite my disdain towards the season 2 finale, I still got videos to do because people have a lot of questions, and well, it's my job to do my best to come up with theories and answer. But before moving forward in the video, because this is the one people wanted to see the most, do me a favor, just go ahead, take a moment, hit that thumbs up button to show you like the video. Please hit subscribe. It is a new month, but I'm still trying to get as many people to subscribe as possible, as well as increase the percentage of subscriber watch time on the channel. While I'm talking, I'm literally multitasking, trying to find the numbers from the month of March. And looking at March, we had 32.6%, which was a 4% increase from 28. So let's get that up to 50% by the end of the month. So yes, just subscribe if you are a frequent viewer. If you're a new viewer, this could be your first video on the channel. Welcome. And also hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out when I post content. So hit that bell and click all. And finally, follow me on social media. Links are in the description. I would not be surprised if the Sistas Facebook group hits about 150,000 in the next week. So here we go. Is Gary dead? No, I don't think so. Here's why. Now, look at it from a story perspective. If Gary is dead, what does that mean? So yeah, this video, I feel like it's probably going to be a theoretical what if for season 3. If Gary is dead, like there were 2 rounds to the lower chest, and he falls backwards, you know, in the bathroom. It's kind of funny. Well, not funny. He got shot twice, but in the sense of this is just like how in the Haves and the Have-Nots where, you know, Catherine was in the bathroom and then Wyatt shot at her and then she fell head first into the tub. But then when the episode picked up for the following season, it was like, oh no, he shot at me and I fell backwards, acting like I was shot, and I would bob my head up and down until I heard the police come. Yeah, I don't get that, but yeah, unlike the Haves and Have-Nots, we see the bullets penetrate 2 shots because she goes into Andy's room, and I just watched the scene like 3 times. Well, no, I ain't gonna lie. I watched it only once because it was pretty straightforward. Andy's in bed. We hear doors opening. Well, obviously, you know, the door to the front door of the apartment, because remember, she obviously broke into Gary's hotel room and got the keys because he said, I can't find my apartment keys, the car key, everything's gone. Yeah, Jasmine stole the keys. So she obviously opened the front door to the apartment and then the door to Andy's bedroom, assuming it was closed. And from there, she just stands over Andy saying, you know what, I'm sick of this. I'm ready to end this. And one thing I didn't notice upon the first viewing when the episode aired was when we actually see Gary coming out of the bathroom because Andy's screaming for Jasmine to go. We see that Jasmine has one arm behind her back with the gun, you know, hidden. So basically, she was going to shoot Andy right then and there. Like if Gary wasn't there, you know, Andy would be dead. So when Gary comes out, it's like, Jasmine, get the hell out of here. Okay, then, pow, pow. Jasmine, don't do this. And I think one key thing about the ending is how we see Jasmine smirking at Andy. I don't think she's going to shoot him. I don't think she's going to shoot her. That's my assumption because, you know, you could argue, well, Jeremy, why would she point the gun? What if there are no bullets? I mean, she could be out of rounds, but somehow I doubt that. And I'm still tripping on the fact that shouldn't this crazy bitch be arrested because of the police warrant? But whatever. So on top of that, if Gary dies, you're probably wondering, well, Jeremy, you did kind of keep track of who was in Atlanta for season 3 filming. Yes and no. I did, but I don't feel like as many cast members were as vocal on season 3 filming. Like, a lot of them posted, oh, getting hair done in wardrobe, but I'm going to be honest here. I can't recall if Gary's actor was in Atlanta for filming. Yeah, I do actually think he was. You know what? Now that I think about it, because I'm actually on Instagram right now trying to see if there were any like public posts about being in Atlanta. So if you could just bear with me one moment, because I know filming took place a couple months ago. January, February. Actually, he has nothing on public Instagram post. I'm just going to say he was, because I do believe a lot of people were posting, like, you know, who their roommates were in camp quarantine. So this isn't a Gene situation where, you know, oh, Gene was underneath the bed, so, you know, when we pick up the next season, we don't have to show the body. Gary clearly fell in the sight of both Jasmine and Andy in her bathroom. So yeah, I think Gary is in season 3. Now, is he alive? I don't know. Now, let's talk about if Gary lives, how will the story go? Well, for one, what if the bellman comes in? What's his name? Nicholas? What if that dude, you know, the guy who is always coming up to get rid of the flowers or deliver the flowers that Gary sends to Andy? What if he makes a last minute rescue? Hey, what are you doing here? Bah! You know, it would be funny if he just came in and knocked Jasmine out with a vase of flowers that Gary sent. That's probably not going to happen. Number 2, if Jasmine doesn't shoot Andy, I mean, would it just be a situation where, well, no need of shooting you because I've already killed him, so ha ha ha. Sorry, garbage truck outside, loud noise. I guess that's a situation that could happen. But to me, again, this comes from me binging a lot of Flash on Netflix over the past couple weeks, you know, like season 3 with Savitar. It's like, if the writers, or in this case, you know, Tyler Perry, if he had the balls, kill off Gary. I'm not saying I dislike the character. I know this sounds weird coming from me, but I've actually liked Gary in the past several episodes more than a lot of the main cast members. Yes, he's been consistent. I think for me, if Gary dies, that will just lead to the question of what's Andy's next move. I mean, I think Gary's death will actually make Andy progress more as a character. Yeah, it sucks that a character has to die for her to actually be motivated to change for the better, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Think about it. If Gary lives, are we going to see a situation with like Charles in Diary of a Mad Black Woman? Doesn't he get shot in court and then he ends up in a wheelchair? Then his spurned ex, you know, tortures him as she takes care of him. What if I doubt the same thing's going to happen with Jasmine, because I'm pretty sure that if she pushes him into like a tub of bath water, she will let him drown. Maybe they'll find love again. That would be pretty damn twisted. It's like Gary, he's alive. It's like, you know what? After those 2 bullets were lodged in my chest, I just thought about how much I love you and our kids. Take me back, Jasmine. Oh, yes, I'll take you back. I'll take you back. And he's like, what the hell is going on here? Give me back that ring, bitch. What? That would be twisted, but that defines Tyler Perry in a nutshell. So I do feel like at the core, this could definitely be a storyline where we could actually see Jasmine and Gary reconcile. And I guess that will truly be the definition of fatal attraction. I ain't gonna lie. Jasmine was sexy as hell with that gun. I feel like I'm a bit demented. Like, oh my God, a gun pulled, you know what I mean? I'm triggered. But I ain't gonna lie. I mean, at the end with the smirk, I'm like, damn. If there were blanks in there, I'd say hop in the bed. But, you know, I'm just saying. But let's talk about the whole situation of Gary being paraplegic. Is that the word? Basically, he's in a situation where since he's shot, I doubt he'll be able to play sports anymore, despite the fact that he's apparently a wealthy athlete, but we don't know what he does exactly. Is he a retired athlete? Is he an athlete who's, on the season break. What the freak does he do? But basically, depending on, where the bullets ended up in his body after they penetrated his skin, it's like, would he be incapable of doing what he does for a living anymore? Not to mention, let's forget about the whole Jasmine and Gary reconciling. What if it's a situation where we have Andy engaged to a man who can't get it up anymore? And I'm not meaning that in a comedic sense of, oh, he can't have sex with. I mean, like, get it up anymore, as in he can't physically get up by himself. He needs help. Would Andy be in a situation where it's like, you know what? I don't think I can be in love with Gary anymore. I can marry him because I didn't sign up for this. And if you're a Delilah fan, then you'll understand. I believe the character's name Christine is the wife of Nate, who is the brother of Delilah, who got injured when he was on tour, active duty. And he's in a wheelchair, and now his wife is cheating on him and possibly might get a divorce because she didn't sign up for all this. What if that's a situation with Andy? I feel like in that case, that's going to make Andy look worse than she does now as a character, where she gets into this affair with, a married man, decides to accept his marriage proposal, and because he's in a wheelchair or whatever, basically he'll be in a crippled position where he will need to be taken care of. She wouldn't want to do it. Which, honestly, when you think about it from a flip perspective, look back at season 1. Gary wanted to kind of take everything that Andy had accomplished and just throw it away and make her, for lack of a better phrase, a housewife. What do they say? Barefoot and pregnant. That's essentially what he wanted for her. Man, don't work at a law firm or anything. I'll take care of you. You just stay at home. We have kids and everything. I'll go out, make the bacon. And wouldn't that be an interesting plot twist if Andy's in that situation where she's the one who's working, bringing home the money, then taking care of Gary? That's a sick, twist of fate. I couldn't think of the phrasing. If Gary lives, have him crippled. I know that sounds, it's like Jeremy, wait, no. I think that actually makes a lot more sense with the character progression. If Gary is, handicapped due to the gunshots and he has to be taken care of. Now, is this going to show a side of Andy, dealing with the consequences of, karma in regards to messing around with a married man? And it's like, all that glitters isn't golden, and, however many other phrases you want to throw in there. But then there's also the situation, if Gary is dead, then what happens? She moves on to somebody else. That's all I can think of. These characters are, look, I get traumatized if I'm almost in an accident on the road, like what happened yesterday when that damn car, just sped out of the median inches away from my car when I'm trying to drive through traffic, as in, hey, stupid, I need to drive past the median before you zip out and try to switch lanes. See, that kind of shit traumatizes me, especially when it's not my fault. So imagine seeing someone shot, killed, stabbed, or whatever in front of you. Wouldn't that do something? So it's just a situation where it's like, I hope we don't see Andy bounce back from this in like one episode. This is some shit that's going to take some time. Like with Karen, she was shaken up staying at her place, after the whole thing about with Bean stabbing Zach and then her shooting Bean. And also, going back to work after Fawn killed herself in the beauty salon. So there's just so many situations where these characters seem to just bounce back when they should take some time to really reflect on what happened and, move on in a healthy fashion, as opposed to burying it, digging a hole, putting it in the hole and covering it up. It's kind of like, Andy was tripping on Gary when she's like, what do I need counseling for? Andy, I think you're going to need counseling after this. She broke in. Well, is it technically breaking in when Jasmine had a key? She stole, obviously, the hotel room. She probably like, hey, I'm Gary Border's wife, and I just wanted to go to his room. Okay, thank you. I grabbed his keys, and then, I used the keys to open the door to Andy's apartment, and then, point a gun at her and then shoot my husband or ex-husband, whatever, in front of her. Yeah, she's going to need some therapy for that. So in my opinion, I don't think Gary should die. I think Gary should be crippled, and then we'll see how Andy deals with that. If she'll still be in love with him, if she'll take care of him, or if she'll drop him like a bad habit. Or if she takes the safe route and say, Gary, I love you, but this is way too much. Not the whole fact about you being in a wheelchair, but I just realized that, hey, earlier today, your ex-wife and 2 of her friends jumped me in the parking lot, and then this same day at night, she breaks into my apartment and points a gun at me. I think this is more than I signed up for. That is the only safe route to make Andy not look like a complete hypocrite. But then again, she's done plenty of questionable things so far this series. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Is Gary dead? Or do you agree with my theory that, you know what, keep Gary alive, but put him in a wheelchair or something like that and see what Andy does as a result. So, thanks so much for tuning in. Jasmine's sexy as hell, even though I don't want to get shot. She can point a gun at me anytime. And if you would like to donate to the channel, oh yeah, that's right, Andy looked fine in that bed. If you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App. And with that being said, I'll talk to you in the next video.